All right, so our columns, we need to do something with them. Let's go ahead and take a look at our columns. Of course, they're just basic squares right now. I'm going to go ahead and get out of perspective, so I'm going to orthogonal. Shift F to take a look. As you can see, these were just the Dynameshes that we did. I don't need that one side, so I'm going to go to our Geometry tab. I did a Control Shift and I drew a rectangle to hide, unhide, or hide that. I'm going to go ahead and delete hidden. Now with this one, we actually want to look to creating some sort of capstan and then like some sort of decoration or something on the inside, fluting or something like that that you might get on a column. So one of the easiest things I can do is we're going to go ahead and do a slice curve. So Control Shift and then hold your mouse there and then go to the slice curve. All right, then Control Shift and I'm just going to draw a line there and I'm going to draw a line there. Control Shift, we're going to go back to a rectangle. All right, so we're going to add in our edge loops. So we're going to go ahead and add an edge loop because you have to hide it in order for it to work. So click one side, edge loop. Now you don't have to hide it if you're doing the group loops and panel loops, but I prefer the group loops myself. So, all right. So with this, I want to go ahead and bring back everything because I want to pull this section in to create a bit of a lip for these two, the capstone and the base, and then I want to pull it in this direction as well. So I can do that. I can go ahead and get onto the Move tool, Control Shift, and click on that. And now I can just draw this in, something like that. And we can do it a little bit more. Oops, and now we're saving. Hold on. There we go. And let's rotate to the front. And I'm just going to pull it back. I'm not going to pull it in as well, just back. All right, now you can see where we're going to have to scale in a couple of those stones, but that's okay. It's not going to be killer. Shift F. All right, so we need to do something on this. I'm going to go ahead and hide everything else. Also, by the way, we might want to go ahead and look at subdividing, Control D. Okay, so I'm subdividing. We've got about 758,000 polygons. All right, I'm going to grab it. Actually, let's go ahead and, like we did before, we do want this to be some sort of stone. So like we've done before, we're going to go to our surface. We're going to go ahead and actually, no, what we'll first do is go to layers, add a layer, then go to surface, then go to noise. All right, so let's take a look at the noise we're looking at having. Okay, all right, that's fine. It's a little quiet. Let's do the noise scale, something more like that, so it looks a little more stony with what we had. All right, yeah, something like that. We're going to go to apply to mesh, and then I'm just going to do this again just to see. If I apply to mesh, it's really kind of grainy, but that's okay. It's on a layer. I can turn that layer off, and of course I can adjust down. As you can see, I can actually fade that in and fade that out. All right. For now, let's go ahead and leave it up. I'm going to turn it off. Okay, like we've done before, I want to look to actually create some chipping and edging. So we're going to get onto our flatten brush, which is the F, flatten. Okay, make sure the RGB is off. Let's crank that up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to just edge some stuff out. Again, we want to give it, some edging, some irregularities. Not so much that it wouldn't look correct. I do want to have some pieces that look like it's really been chipping badly, like right in there. So I'm just hitting it a little harder, I guess I should say. Again, this is just, lightly chipping and zigging and zagging with my brush as I'm doing this. Again, you guys, I would actually do this with more care, but for the purposes of this tutorial, we need to have something finished. So, you know, I think we could be okay with some of this. Obviously, I would get far more detailed than this, but again, I think we'll be okay. All right, something like that. Okay, let's turn on the layer. Actually, I should have done that on the layer, but I'm not going to redo that. I think it's still fine. All right. I'll look to add in a few extra cracks, but for now, let's go ahead and add in another layer. And let's go to our standard brush, and we're going to add an alpha. And I think I have a fluting alpha. Okay. As you can see, if I hold it over, this is the alpha I created. It's white is raised. Oops. White is raised, black will be into the model. It'll boss out of it. So let's go ahead and drag rectangle, and let's see what this will do. Let's pull it all the way up, something like that. Ooh, first, that was really hard on the Z intensity. Secondly, we need to go to brush, auto masking, back face mask. You want to make sure we turn that off. We don't want that on there. By the way, also, let's do a quick check. Maybe this will look better in Projection Master. So let's go to our Projection Master. We want deformation. We do not want colors. And we're going to drop now. Drag rectangle. And, of course, get our brush. Oh, Control Z. Let's go ahead and get out of that really quickly. We want to make sure that we've only got this selected. So I Control Shift, and this I'm only selecting the area that we're going to add the fluting to. All right, so now let's try this. I don't think we're going to need a 25, maybe a 10. And let's go ahead and just click and drag up. Something like that. I think it's too much. I think it's going to be too hard. Yeah, ever so slightly. I don't think Projection Master will be the one for this. I think we can just do this with just the alpha. Just drag rectangle on alpha. Oops. All right. So here we go. And something like that. Oh, and it's bowing it out pretty badly too. So let's go ahead and change the focal shift. I think if I should change that focal shift down, it won't be as bad. Although it did pull it out some, weirdly enough. I'm going to go ahead and now scale this back in. Yeah. It's still too much. It's too harsh. Let's turn this down. This is one of those things that you get to, you just get to play with it, see what works. Oh, that works. Oh, that worked really nicely right there. Let's try this again. I'm okay if that one's a little on the short side. It's the right height. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's just do a quick BPR. All right. I think that'll work. I'm going to go ahead. Just again, it's quick. Trust me, this would not be what I would do necessarily. I would certainly try and do something a little bit more than this, but for now, I think this will work for this particular video. This is introductory. So we'll go to Modify Topology, and we're going to go for Mirror and Weld. Oh, and of course we have multiple subdivisions. So we're going to go down and we're going to click Delete Lower. So now it has no subdivisions whatsoever. Mirror and Weld. All right. Now the nice thing is they've still got their different groups. I can now look to add in some more cracks. For instance, let's hit the D key for Dam Standard, and I can actually look to add in some more cracks. Now again, this would be one of those things where I would do it. I might even have an alpha for something like this. I actually might have an alpha for something like that, but it's okay. I just want to get this in there so we can get a finished piece. I'm not looking for perfection, not for an introductory course. I think we'll still end up with a really nice result, So by no means will it end up looking like crap, but you know, we don't have to go super all out for some of this. There we go. Just break that up a little bit. And I'm going to grab this piece. All right, and we're going to edge this down. Something like that. All right, I think that'll work. Let's go ahead and turn everything back on. Oh, now, okay, now you can see where we need to move in a few of our stones so we're not intersecting. But let's go ahead and duplicate this from now, and we're going to go to our deformation, and instead of mirroring on the X or Y, we're going to look to mirror on the Z depth. There we go. W, and we're going to now move this into place. All right, and now we can get rid of the one subtool that has nothing on it at all. Hit delete. Okay. So we can now see where we're intersecting. Okay, we have nothing intersecting in the back. We do have something intersecting in the front. So let's go ahead and grab where those are. Okay, that's that. We're going to do a move, Control Shift click. Yeah, I can see where this is. So pull that in, clear the mask, and we're going to grab this one, drag rectangle to this one. There we go. All right. That's looking good. I'm quite okay with that. I'm very happy with that. Let's go ahead and make sure we save up, and we'll continue.